costumes I needed, I also borrowed. So everything I borrowed, like from friends. So I know I would be like, okay, help me with your doctor's coat, your what. So they actually, whoever I asked for help, they did. Then the compound I needed to where the scenes were supposed to be done, across the gate and everything, I went and asked by then he's actually my former boss. By then I was working for him. I was like, help me with your compound, because I didn't have money to go rent to go maybe do the acting from somewhere else. So I had nowhere to take those characters to do the action from there. So I had to talk to my boss. He was like, you know what? This is where you can use, but then there was a big tree that he actually said, cut the tree, because when I was asking him, I was not at the place, so I didn't know he had cut that tree. So I also needed someone to clean the compound or lift up the tree he had cut. So what I did, I talked to the maid, and we actually lifted everything that was there together throughout the night, so that in the morning, because we were supposed to hand in to have encoded the work by midday. So by then it was like a day prior, but then it is already late. So I did all those things during the night, like from 9 p.m. to the morning. I had to make sure that by 7, the compound is ready for for the other programs I had for the following day. So that is how it happened. I didn't use a single coin, but then I was helped by some people, because I would just go, help me with this, help me with this. If I even needed a ball, I went to the campus and I talked to the guy who was in charge of sports. I was like, help me with a ball. So he helped me with a ball. So everything I used, I was helped. And for the gadgets, they were provided by the people who were training us. So thank you so much. That was my story.
That is so interesting. Can I say something, please, last?
Yes, Olivia.
Well, I've made a short film, not so short, but short. That is 25 minutes and something seconds. And one thing about making film without money is so challenging, very challenging. One, you have to, feed the characters, you have to get around for venues and yeah. So as my colleague said, it's all about asking for help. If people are there, you talk to them well, they can help you out. So it's really a good feeling. And it's a good experience. And at some point, it turned out that same film that I made with a little budget, a very low budget, I won an award. So it was a very good experience to me. And it keeps me up. So I keep on encouraging others to keep doing it. Because it's not something that you just sit on and keep talking. I do this, I do that, yet you have no evidence to show. So, yeah. Things can happen even with low budget or no budget at all.
Okay, thank you so much. So that's how we try to filmmaking. So that's already filmmaking. You are a problem-solving person. You are being creative, and it doesn't matter if it is 50 seconds or 50 minutes. So what matters is what we are doing and what we are passing the impact. So let's pass to our session overview. So what we are going to do is we are going to see how to make your first short film. So we start talking about starting with a small idea, plan simply, focus on story more than the equipment. Then we pass to low budget filmmaking tricks, use natural light, friends as a crew, and also do by yourself props to save your money. And we will have a conversation. I will ask you a question in between, like we are doing now, because filmmaking is about sharing and learning together, right? So let's pass to the next topic. Sorry, the slide is making trouble for me, but okay. Why? Okay. Okay, so let's pass. So let's start by asking, why do you people make independent films? instead of waiting for a huge budget. I'm using Hollywood as in international because we can communicate with the Hollywood, but let's make it sense. Why do people make independent films instead of waiting for a big budget? What do you think? So let me have participants. It's a quick question. Why do people want to make independent films instead of waiting for a huge budget? Okay, Victor.
We pretty much mostly do it to, first of all, as a beginner filmmaker, show what you're capable of. That is one of the reasons I do indie films. And also for the love of experimentation. Whenever the big budget films come, there is less freedom to experiment because there is more at risk. So the room for experimentation in indie film is also high. I'll leave the rest of the answers to anyone else who can put up their hand.
Okay, nice. That's a nice perspective, actually. So is there another participant who wants to answer this question? If I'm not seeing your raising hand, please continue. Anyone? Okay, Maranga. Sorry for my pronunciation.
All right. So I'd say the reason I'd want to make an independent film production is because I cannot sit around and wait for the opportunity to make a big production that's funded by studios, the big studios or Hollywood. I might not even get the chance. So I'll take the chance to make the independent film productions myself as I build my own career. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's beautiful. So let me pass to my own answer. So my own answer is the first thing is freedom. So you don't need a permission to tell your story. So think about it. So in Hollywood or in the huge production companies, you need producers, you need studios, you need approval, and sometimes even politics before you can make your film, right? So but independent filmmaking, you can wake up tomorrow and write your own idea and start shooting with your phone. Nobody needs to give you a green light, right? That's what we call it freedom. For example, once we shoot a short film in a friend of backyard and no one told me I couldn't, right? Because it's my friend's house. So we just did it and it worked. So the first thing is, I think, is our freedom. What we wanted to tell the story, we are not going to ask a permission to anyone. We can tell the story the way we want it, right? So the second thing is personal, that you can make the film the way you like it. So if you are going to present for any another producer, maybe he is going to put or she's going to put her impact like the way she needs it. So in independent films are like home cooked food. You know, you decided how much spice to put, how sweet, how salty. It's on your hand, right? But in your Hollywood or in the way you are processing to get a producer, it's like fast food, standard recipe, some taste everywhere, right? But in your independent filmmaking, you can carry your own language, your grandmother's wisdom, your culture, your own voice. So I remember like one of my projects are the actors were actually our family and our friends, my mom, my dad, and one of my friends. So they brought their own life stories because I like my grandmother story so into the film. So it felt unautistic, but that's something big. So studios can't copy because it's your personal story. So the third thing, what I'm thinking is learning by doing. So even mistake can teach you. In a film, failing is beautiful. Is rather than waiting forever. So every mistake is a lesson. So maybe your sound was bad in one project, but you will never repeat that again. Maybe you forgot to charge your camera battery, but next time you will carry your backups. So each failure is training, and that's how independent filmmaker grow fast, right? So let me ask you one question. If you guys had a full freedom, what kinds of story would you tell us? Action, romance, something from your country, your culture? So let me hear. Okay, Olivia.
Well, I would tell a story of my culture because I come from the extreme north of that is Uganda, like it's really extreme. And then there's a belief that says like most people in Uganda believe like, yeah, the Karimojams don't put on clothing. So I would love to tell the story and show them, you know what, this is how my land is, this is how Karamoja is, so that they can see the difference. Like it will give them the courage to come visit than just hearing from stories. So I'll really tell the story about my culture.
Okay, nice. Anyone who wanted to tell us what kind of a story would tell us action, romance, cultural? Okay. Any other person? Okay. Continue, Brian.
Okay. Good evening once again. Well, I would really love to do something on a political scene, really, but I do it in such a way whereby concentrate on a particular family, particular character, and you see how they go through, let's say Uganda, for instance, how they go through their way of life and so forth. But the idea is to show how the political structure of that country is affecting, let's say, that kind of person or the people around them. And hopefully people can relate with some of the ideas that will be portrayed. It's more of an awareness kind of thing, so that you can just change in whatever aspect you can.
That's amazing. Thank you, Brian. Let's continue to Float Africa.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. From my side, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. From my side, I'll make a question. In Africa, people had the perspective of fearing the ocean. Maybe thinking that the demons maybe take them or something. This makes us to be disconnected to the ocean, and also there is more beauty than we think at the ocean. So the stories I will tell is about the ocean. Actually, right now I'm on the location shooting my first short film. So just pray for me, guys. Right now you're just making things go better. Right now I'm just trying. Some things as I'm going on doing this first. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's nice. We wish you all the best. Is there anyone who is raising hands? Please continue. Okay, if not, I think we can continue with our session. Okay. Okay, Amy, are you saying something? Okay. Brian, welcome. Okay.
I think Brian was saying something on float. Oh, I saw their hands raised up.
It's okay, Brian. You can continue.
Saying you can go on.
Okay, nice. Let me continue.
Sorry about that. I got caught up in a mix-up. The other thing the other thing that I would love to really put out there, the other gentleman portrayed something to do with the religious scene, with the spiritual scene, and try to bring certain things to light, so that people can have their eyes open, that kind of thing.
Okay, nice. So I have seen someone is saying political, religious, and another wanted to tell about awareness. So that's so beautiful. So that's okay. We can create, right? So can we pass to the next session? How to make your first short film. So now, how do you actually start? So don't worry, we are here to tell you. So it's simpler than most people think. You don't need a big studio or expensive camera. You just need ideas, some creativity, and little courage, right? So filmmaking starts in your mind. You see, even before cameras, scripts, or actors, you are already a filmmaker when you imagine a story. So if you have a story that you can imagine, you are a filmmaker because that's the beginning. Maybe it's a funny moment from your daily life or a dream you had last night, or even what if scenario. For example, once I taught with my little sister, we were talking about what if someone found a magic phone that could call the past? So that became my short film story, but I didn't do it. Don't judge me, guys. So you can start from anywhere. So the first thing, how we can start is the idea and the script. So start with small. One location, two characters, and strong emotion. So that's it. You don't need a city, you don't need 15 actors, you don't need a huge camera equipment or something. Focus on a moment, a conflict, and feelings. So let's say you have in school or home, maybe your character is trying to apologize a friend, but he is too shy. That's enough for 3 up to 5 minutes short film, right? So the trick is keep it simple, but make it meaningful. So write a short script. Don't worry about a fancy formatting. Just write a dialogue and the actions and the emotion. So that's how we can start. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever written down a story idea, one piece of paper, at least one piece of paper on your phone or on the paper, and tell us what was it about? Anyone who had wrote a script of 1 page with a simple idea? Okay, Brian. Brian Kaya, I have seen you raised your hand.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yeah. I've written I have a couple of scripts really, but I haven't really gotten to shooting them. But the very first one I did was during personal experiences when you're not having the very best out of it. And I tried to not really pick inspiration, but someone close to me took their life. And I wrote something. It's about 2 pages, really. And the idea is to make 3 to 5 minutes about it, is to bring awareness in regards to suicide and all that. Yeah, that was the first one I did.
That's fantastic, Brian. Thank you for sharing with us. Another participant, Float Africa.
I tried to write one of the story which I'm currently directing right now. So this story is about the humble. You know, here in Tanzania at a place called Mtwara, there are like a nursery for the great whales, but no one knows about it. No one has ever told a story about it. Even tourism here in Tanzania just push that thing. Right now, I push it right now, but it's not something very good. So I just wrote a story about these humble whales, how they like city African Ocean here in Tanzania, and how they
I think your network is like we are losing you, Africa.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me right now? Okay. So I would say that I wrote a short story about the mother humpback whale called Mama Nyami. So how she migrates from the Great Pacific Ocean coming to the waters of Tanzania. So the journey it takes before she leaves to the Great Ocean. So yeah, that's the story, and I just put different perspective on marine conservation, how marine conservation interact with those great whales. Also, I put another perspective of this fisherman. There is one fisherman I met that you always see them when these great whales to this side. So he's a fisherman, but he with them most of the time. So I just wanted to connect this story with this fisherman because I think I'll get some unique stories. I think. So yeah, some of these actually I'm planning on the process. So let's get it.
Okay, thank you so much. I loved your story. So Musa, seeing your hand raised, or?
Oh yeah. So for me, my first story, my first script, I think, was personal. Like from a personal experience, it was about my first public heartbreak and rejection, and I think it happened when I was in school. And as a boy child, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go to or what to do about it, and it really, as a person, as a boy child, it traumatized me at that particular point. So when I grew up, I think I just wrote about it, and I was like, I wrote a script about it, how I felt, the mixed emotions that I had, and yeah, that was my first script.
That's nice. It's from personal life experience. So it's so beautiful because no one can tell more than you because you are living that as a life. So thank you guys for sharing your ideas. So let's continue for step 2. So the next thing is crew members. So your friends are your first crew member. So you don't need a big crew to start. So your first helpers can be your friends, family, or classmates. One person can be your camera operator, and another person can be your sound person. Someone else can be actor. So everyone wears multiple hats, and that part is fun, right? So when I started, my friends were my actors, my group, my production assistants. So one day we were 3 pupils and we have to shoot a 10-minute scene for our class assignment. So So soundman, another thing is impossible because two of me and my friend was actor and we had only one cameraman, but we made it. It worked. We laughed. We argued. We ran around, and finally it ended up with something grateful because our lecturer liked it because of the story. So even big filmmakers started this way, I believe. So you learn more when everyone pitches in because ideas are bouncing around and collaboration spark creativity. So start with your friends, with a small crew. Just a start. That's the main point. So the next thing is plan when you are going to do that. So ask where, when, and how. So planning doesn't have to be complicated. Ask yourself, just where will we shoot? When can everybody be available? How do we make it happen? So sometimes people think planning requires a software, spreadsheet, calendar. It doesn't matter. It's your first short film, right? The thing what matters is existing of that short film. So not even a simple checklist can work. So location, backyard, close classroom, on your house, on your cousin's house, straight at the corner, where? Just identify your location. Then identify your time. Saturday afternoon, it can work. Just leave it. So equipment, what do you have on your hand? Phone, your natural light, blanket as a diffuser. What do you want? What do you have? So just list it down as a checklist. So it can help you to continue starting your short film. So when you plan like this, you can save your time and you can minimize your stress. You also spot problems before they happen. For example, one time we had a plan to shoot outside, but it was summer in Ethiopia and it started raining. But what was our cinematographer recommended, we had an open air, like an open kitchen. Then it gave us a natural light. So we moved to there and we shot it. So we saved that time. So just be creative, crisis avoid. The other thing is shoot smart. So story matters more than the camera, right? We are saying we are making a story. So let's continue with that one. So here is the secret. Cameras don't make a movie. A story are making that movie. So even a phone camera can create a magic if the story is so strong. So focus on framing, emotion, and time rather than expensive here, right? So simple technique, what we can use is use your natural light as a friend. As much as possible, use your natural light. Thanks God, we are in Africa, we are so rich in natural things, right? So face your windows for a soft light or use your natural lights. The other thing is hold the camera steady. Even your books can be a tripod, right? Your friend can hold your tripod, your stand. So they can be your tripod. So use them. So shoot extra takes. You will thank yourself in editing, right? So shoot extra takes. And remember, filmmaking is problem solving. So the scene might be dark, windy, noisy, but you will find a solution in editing. That's part of creative process. And it's actually fun, right? So the next thing is after you have done shooting your short film, edit and share. Even if it is on YouTube, even if it is on Instagram, publish it. So, I'm hearing a sound. Okay. Whose speaker is on? Can you just hear me? Thank you. So the last thing is edit and share it. Even if you're on YouTube, Instagram, just publish it. So once you shoot, edit it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Free software or phone applications are enough. So add music, cut extra parts, focus on the story clearly, then share it. So don't wait for festivals or awards, just upload on your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or even share with your friends. So the goal is to show your story to the world. Feedback will help you to grow, and seeing someone laugh or cry at your story is priceless, right? So that's how you can create your first short film. So do you think you guys are getting effective conversation, effective chats? Let me hear from you guys. So how is the session? I'm seeing emojis. So can we continue? Okay, nice. So let me ask you a questions, because we started by film chat, say conversation. So if you had to shoot a film this weekend with no money, what story would you tell? With no money, if you have to shoot a film with this weekend, any idea? Any idea for this weekend to shoot with no budget? As we discussed, we have to minimize our location, we have to minimize our characters. What matters is the story. Anyone with idea? I know it's a Q question, so do you guys need a time?
Saying my hand is up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't saw it. Okay, continue, Brian.
Yeah, so for me, if I had, because I don't have money at the moment, so if I wanted to shoot anything this weekend, I'd first of all think about the people in this film chat, and then I get to realize who's good at what and who is where. And then after the meeting, I would just call them, and I'm like, you know what? Or I communicate in the chat group. I'm like, guys, I'm shooting something this weekend. Who's good at lighting? Who's good at acting? Who's good at who was a camera in the first place? Who can help me edit? So once I get to know that I have this, then this weekend, especially maybe Saturday or Sunday, why not shoot something like you shared, and then maybe in a week's time we upload it on YouTube or even Instagram.
Okay, that's nice, Brian. I think Brian Kaya is raising his hand, right? Brian Kaya, are you raising your hand?
That stayed on from earlier, but in case of shoots, really, I think we just have to concentrate on the different experiences that we go through. And something small, for instance, how we can live without being on our phones all day. That should be something easy to do within 2 minutes, and you have it sorted. Yeah, probably just keep it simple, like you say, people.
Okay, nice. So let's move to everyone is in, because I'm hearing there is sound. Okay, can we mute our Johannes Bellette? Please mute. Thank you, Johannes. So let's continue to low budget filmmaking tricks. So this is the part that we all want to hear about it. So this is the fun part. So the hacks is the little secret that make independent filmmaker possible, even with almost no money. Is, when I started, I thought I need a fancy camera, light, and huge crew, but when I realized creativity is stronger than money. So sometimes constraints are blessing. So they push you to invent a new ways to tell your story. So the first thing, as we have been talking on Fireside, use natural light. So you don't need studio lights. The sun is always your best friend. So film near to a window in the morning or late afternoon, and you will get a beautiful soft lights. So I remember when we were shooting in our house, in my mom's house, actually not my house. So there was no light, no equipment, just we were using a white curtain, then for a soft sunlight, and the footage look amazing. So later someone was asking that what light we used. Then we told him, just buy your curtain. So even for outdoors, morning or evening lights are magical if you have the sun. So the midday sun is harsh, so try the angles and other shadows. So with natural light, you can make scene look professional without spending a cent. The other thing is your phone or cameras are enough. So what do you have a camera? What types of phone do you have? Your friend. So is there anyone who is near to you, your friend or your cousin have an iPhone? That's so enough. So phones today are powerful. Some even shoot 4K, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. So don't let lack of professional camera stop you. So I think we have shot our first short film when we were in Matsui Talent Factory. We used Dagmai's phone of iPhone 15 Pro Max. So that was comparing to the camera. It was nice, I think, right? So we can shoot with our phone what we have. So just use what you have on your hands. If you have a camera, small camera, it's okay. If you are your phone, it's okay. Just try to research. Just go to YouTube or something. Try to find a good camera frames, how to use your natural light effectively, and other things. But your cameras and your phones, what you have on your hands, even if you don't have on your hands, just ask your cousin, your friends who have a good quality of phones, right? So the other thing is fewer location, less stress. So pick 1 or 2 locations. So it can save your time, energy, and money. Each new locations are a layer of planning and travel, right? So if you, for example, if your story has a park scene and a cafe scene, so you can combine both of them to shoot in a cafe or in park. So you can be creative at the same time, use your production designer, or if you are your own production designer, to try to make it like arrange your space. The other thing is props, right? So props, be creative, sit where your cousin or someone with your friend and list down what you need. Then you can have a conversation with them. So let's change it with this one by this, and like be creative. So you can make almost anything, everyday items. So tape, papers, and other things can be props simply. So try to use what you have in your house. Try to remember who can borrow you, who can you go and ask them, like for plates, for beds, or for something props, right? So think about the props you can create, at the same time, what kind of props you can borrow. The other thing is exchange skills with your friends. So filmmaking is about teamwork. Maybe your friend is good at makeup, maybe the other is good on music, maybe the other person is good at cinematography or something. So who has what? So value exchange is a great way to shoot your film with low budget or with no budget. So I remember when we were shooting our the feature film in Matsui Talent Factory, we used value exchange. We have went to lighting a huge house, and I was the producer of that. And that house was very expensive. So what we can do is that house do a music arrangement. And in our team, our director is musician, right? And our supervisor is a producer. So what we offered him is, so give us a discount for this house, and we are going to come and make a music video. So this is value exchange. So instead of paying money, you can exchange your values. So he can give you the place, and you can use his service. So value exchange can make a huge impact on your budget. So I have seen this can wonders. A friend is helping me with slides, and the other day I can call him for a master class. That can work even. So you build your network, you can save your money, and you learn faster. Also, it makes filming fun because it's a collaborative. So ask and think, what do you have on your hands? Your cousin have a budget, your cousin have a location, what you wanted to use, what do you have on your hand? So be responsible. So tell me, have you ever made something from nothing in your daily life? Maybe like your cousin or your friend, by asking something, have you ever created something special that you are proud of? So let me hear from 2 participants only to save our time. So let me hear. Anyone who has done a short film or something, a small video by value exchanging? Anyone? You guys are here? At least send emojis. Hello? Oh, okay. So you guys are here, at least. Thanks God. Okay, so I think let us watch a short film. What do you think, guys? Can we watch? Emojis. At least clap. Yes. Okay, thank you guys. So let me share 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 short films that I can show you from Ethiopia, so that then we can come. But think about it. I'm gonna come and ask again this question: Is anybody has shoots with value exchange, and what was that value exchange?